Welcome to the Employment Wednesday podcast with Yvonne Shabangu. Have you heard of the scripture Hosea 4 verse 6? My people perish because of the lack of knowledge. The same applies to your career. When you don't know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, you are likely to make wrong career choices. But worry not. Employment Wednesdays is here for you to offer you all the answers relating to your career and offer you strategies to develop your career. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. You are welcome to another episode of Employment Wednesdays. And today I'm sitting with one of my faves and your favorite makeup artist. You've seen her on Instagram. You've seen her everywhere, possibly. I'm sitting with Jenna Swazi Nkosi. You guys know her as Swazi, right?
Yes, Swazi.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a professional makeup artist and she owns her own makeup school. So we're going to have conversation regarding her career journey. She's a short and sweet person. Did I miss anything? Because usually I'm on about studied kai, did this, did that.
I think it's what I gave you.
Yes.
Right? I did not extend anything. I was like, okay, let me just say makeup artist.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll find out about other stuff as the conversation goes on, if there's anything to find out. So we're going to start off with icebreakers, right?
No problem.
The first one would be foundation or concealer. One must go. Why?
Ooh, I will. That's really an icebreaker.
That was intentional.
One must go is definitely a concealer.
Okay.
And
why
why?
are you keeping a foundation?
A foundation, I can treat a foundation as a concealer.
Okay.
And if I'm not suffering from under eye that is, has like dark spots or anything like that, I can rock like a foundation.
Okay.
But I can't with the concealer. Definitely not. Definitely not, no.
All right. Would you rather stick to beauty makeup or special effect makeup? One must go.
Beauty makeup.
Okay.
I'm more like a beauty makeup artist.
Okay. But can you do the whole dramatic stuff?
No. So, I'm a self-taught makeup artist, so I just know the line of makeup that I'm currently doing.
Okay.
And because I've never been to school for it, so I specialize in the occasion makeup and, the well-known kind of makeup, but not necessarily the special effects makeup.
All right. Okay, that's okay. And then if you were a type of shoe, what type of shoe would you be and why?
Ooh, shoe. Definitely heels.
Why heels?
They kind of boost my confidence.
All right. You feel like a boss babe.
Yes, they do actually. If I'm not feeling well and if I want to present myself with confidence, I definitely would rock a wheel, like heels, sorry. Yeah.
All right. So you're not a sneaker girl, never sneakers,
Definitely
never.
not. I kind of feel like when I'm wearing sneakers, I don't know what to wear. Like for me, I'm more like a girly girl.
Oh,
yeah.
I see
And
that.
I struggle with outfits that require me to wear like a shawl, I don't know what these kind of words they use, but yeah, I'm not that person.
Okay, I hear that. Who's the most famous person you've done their face where you were like, I've arrived.
Oh,
It's in.
I want to say it's quite a lot of people, but okay.
I
you
know
said
there's
one.
a lot, but like one.
Yeah.
Where,
Well-
or maybe in the first phases where like you started gaining momentum, where you
first
felt like,
phases.
you know what, I've
Why
arrived.
can't I remember? I'm trying to think. Who is it? Who? I will.
Okay, let's leave the first
No,
phase
I
in
know.
general.
It's just
Okay.
I think. Let me just say, who have I done, which was a moment for me.
Yes.
It's definitely Queen Charlotte.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay.
actually, a lot of them, everyone I've done who is a celebrity, they have like the first time I had an encounter with them. For me, that was a great moment. It was like, oh my God,
Love that.
really?
'Cause also when I saw him like Queen Charlotte, hey, Rick Animals,
Yeah.
I'm tapping into the grace.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, love that. And then let's go into your high school life. How was high school for you? How did you find it? Did you face any issues? Did you face any concerns? Or you were just cruising nicely?
Oh, I've faced a lot of issues online.
Okay.
Someone who battled with a lot of low self-esteem growing up, as well as I had so many, I would say, imperfections,
Okay.
right? That were like out there. Anyone could see them. But for me, in my head, right? Okay, I'll first say this. Firstly, I'm someone by nature who's very sensitive. I'm a Cancerian
All right.
by my zodiac. as well as I'm someone who's very sensitive, who's very into herself.
Yes.
Even my star
You're a
sign,
filler.
yes,
Yes.
even my star sign does show that, like, it has a crib, right? It shows that I'm more someone who's into herself, introverted, and very free when she's feeling or he's feeling in a safe space.
Sure.
Right? Therefore, school is not a safe space. We are dealing with a lot of human beings.
Yes.
So for me, I grew up with a very low self-esteem, and that if, let's say, I'm facing an encounter that makes me feel very uncomfortable, definitely it will crash me.
Okay.
You know, so high school and primary school were not necessarily the best times of
So
my
you didn't
life,
really enjoy.
because I was more like forced to be with people, and I usually did not enjoy that.
Okay.
And also, I grew up from a family of a lot of people. We grew up, like, I don't know, you know, a household where you have to dish up your plate to Izzy
Yes,
10,
and then
you know?
put it on the floor, oh, it's 10 plates.
I
Okay,
grew
I
up in
get
such
that.
a home. So for me, growing up, it was a thing like, I wish things went my way, you know, where I
Okay.
could be myself and being understood that way. But also when I'm like, because I also have a side where I'm extroverted, that's one side I like to explore, or rather explored more at high school, where I used to participate in sport,
Okay.
netball, as well as singing.
Nice.
I used to, but not
please hit
anymore.
us
No,
with
no,
a
no, not
nod.
anymore.
Why?
Not anymore. So for me, I'm also like a church girl. So
Okay.
I would spend most of my time after school hours, sing with my friends or go to church, you know, participate on things that are more like worshiping and stuff like that. So that for me was like avoiding a lot of people and be with like people that I trust and love the most. Yeah.
All right, love that. So would you say most of your high school, or rather primary and high school, you were more focused on nurturing your relationship with God than anything? Is that where you felt safe?
Yes, especially high school.
Okay. And then you speak of imperfections. Would you say these were really imperfections, or it's sort of societal standards to say, okay, maybe a girl should look a certain way, or you're not light skinned, or you're not this or that?
It's definitely the societal standards, right? Because I grew up feeling like, oh my God, I'm not pretty enough.
Sure.
I'm scared. I know what's the standard for saying that this lady or this girl looks pretty, right? What kind of hair you should have.
Sure.
Or, you know, a lot of things like features, a lot of things. And for me, I think also, I also like crowded my mind with so much like perfectionism.
Okay.
Whereas I knew every time looking at myself, I see that I'm not perfect, right? And also growing up, this is like now primary school, I grew up with eczema.
Oh.
And it ruined me to a point that I had to cut my hair.
Oh my
and I
goodness.
looked like a boy. So for
okay.
me, growing up was like, I'm growing up from a back foot where I know that people were laughing at me, teasing me. And also a lot of people were feeling free or teasing me like things like, you have such a big forehead.
Okay.
So they didn't know that you're speaking to someone who feels so
Sure.
much, you know? So they didn't make it easy for me. But now those are things that helped me, I think, which now when I look at myself, I love myself more.
Sure.
I'm more confident, super confident now, and I've worked on myself, and
Sure.
the journey now has been much more better. But when I look back, like sometimes I cringe, we're like, oh my God,
I
why were
went
you
through
so
so much.
sensitive? But yeah.
Yeah. So where was the turning point whereby you were like, you know what, I need to love myself for me, because I mean, this is me. This is all I have.
I would lie. I think my career forced me.
Okay. So
Yes.
is this so you being confident and being more in tune with yourself and accepting yourself was as a result of after high school when you started your career, you're like, you know what, I have no other choice than to be confident.
I think the confidence was coming from how I was so inspired by the women I've worked with,
Sure.
worked on, I can say. I saw a lot of myself in different people, but I saw how they embraced themselves.
Sure.
So for me, that was like, okay, let me, start embracing who I am, because I see that some people, they might look like me, they might be like me, but man, they are so confident, they are so
Sure.
beautiful, and their aura, they are beautiful. And
Yeah.
also the compliments when I have an encounter. Remember, I'm someone that loves to be in a safe space. So when I'm in a safe space, I then become myself,
Sure.
right? I tap into my true self, and some part of me, or rather parts of me, they are beautiful. They are worthy to be seen by someone else.
Sure.
So that's when I would get a conversation like, oh my God, I like your aura. You're such an amazing person, that or this, which they really did boost my confidence. And also it does help me still today that I'm working with women who inspire me a lot, who are
Sure.
hardworking. So for me, those moments, which is an hour session of makeup session, they do feel like it's a God moment for me.
Okay, love that. And then in high school, what did you want to be before we become this beauty makeup person? Like, how do we get to makeup? What was your plan in high school?
Well, planning in high school, I think I always knew that I want to be a makeup artist, right?
Really?
Yes, but not necessarily the word makeup artist. I don't think I knew what exactly.
Yes, because I was about to say, where did you know that from? Because
Exactly,
it's only
no.
now where it's popular and stuff.
But I knew that what I like is definitely anything to do with beauty.
Okay.
It could be dressing up nice. It could be fixing my hair. It could be being on a mirror. For me,
Okay.
it was like something I would like to do compared to sit on my books and read or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Even to a point that I would use everyone's roll-on or everyone's clothing at my house and just mix and match to create something, something nice.
Sure.
So I think I always knew that I was going to be in a creative space. But if I were to be asked by someone, maybe back then, what do you want to be when you're old? I would say I want to be a businesswoman.
Okay.
Because for me, I was like, I don't know. So better thing to do is to say I want to be a businesswoman.
You never wanted to, but I think it's a good thing to embrace the anonymouses of your journey. When you don't know, you just have to run with what's before you and your talents, because sometimes we tend to feel like, you know what, I need to be a doctor, I need to be a lawyer, I need to be an accountant, but it never really works out because you don't like that or you don't want that, and you end up like leaving it in between and stuff. So I really commend you for saying, you know what, I don't know, I'll be a businesswoman. You are a businesswoman right now, actually.
Yes.
You know. Okay, so you never applied for any university studies or anything like that?
Yes, I did. So, okay. Because I said I always never knew exactly what I wanted,
Yeah.
but I always had that thing in mind that I want to be a businesswoman. And also, with that being said, I couldn't really identify that
Sure.
what exactly I wanted to do, right? So after high school, I then applied at the university, which is CPUT in Cape Town.
Okay.
And then I did my diploma in events management as well as
Oh.
my degree in project management.
Okay,
but I was
nice.
just doing it for the fact that I have something,
Okay,
right?
but you see also the things that you're doing, I feel like they make sense now. I think they're economically friendly degrees right now because a lot of people need project managers, events are happening and stuff
Sure.
like that. So I think that was a good career choice. But also looking at back then, how did you get to choose those particular paths? Because when I think about it, people are always choosing nursing, teaching, those prominent ones. Why events? Was it because you could be a creative?
Events, I thought I could be a bridal planner.
Okay.
Right? Because I was okay, it's something that is aligned with beauty still.
Yes, love that.
But makeup artistry was hard for me to look at it as something that I could do as I was growing up now.
Sure.
From teenage or rather 18 and above. Because one, I could not have so many models
Sure.
around my society. I grew up in Khayelitsha.
Oh, okay.
I did not have so many models. If I saw a salon or a salon owner, it would be someone that I would not say I want to be like,
Sure.
because the salon is like around the area. I could not see and feel like, oh, this is
You
huge.
couldn't dream
I
big
couldn't-
enough.
Yeah, I couldn't dream big enough. And if I could see any makeup artist, it would just be like white ladies,
Yes, okay.
as well as the schools that I would know. It would be schools like colleges, as well as they would require you to pay a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, it's as though every time I was looking, Guti, if I could do makeup artistry or beauty or become a beautician, like would I have channels, right?
Yes.
And looking where I'm coming from back home,
It
I
felt
knew no one was
impossible.
going to be able to pay any fees for me to go for a beauty school, to a beauty school.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just do something else, so that at least I could,
So
get a
you just
job.
picked anything. You did pinky.
No, not necessarily pinky like that, but I just picked events management because of the bridal planner that I thought it would work. And then project management was now then something like, okay, I think project management is more broad compared
Yes.
to events management.
Yeah.
So I could then find myself within the business or entrepreneurship one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to continue because it's just a year after 3 years of events management diploma.
All right, love that. Okay, so when do you then decide, okay, I'm done with my studying, now I'm gonna go do makeup and stuff. Where does that moment actually cling in your mind to say, okay, let's learn this makeup thing?
Okay. So with makeup, right? Like I said, my dream was like fading as I was growing up because no models, right? As I
Yeah.
said. But now I started doing hair, right? Braids.
Okay.
To help myself, like for my toiletries every
Oh,
month.
pocket money.
Yeah,
Yes.
pocket money,
Okay.
right? And just help my parents as well. And then I moved over to doing like eyebrows.
All
Right? It
right.
started with eyebrows.
Is it those olden
Literally.
days eyebrows?
No,
One
not
line.
that. No, definitely not. Definitely not. It was, you know, when your eyebrows are like on flick and they would be
Yes.
so beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
That's where I started. And then after that, I used to offer now my services around my area. And then I would charge like 20 Rand.
For eyebrows.
For
That's
eyebrows, yes.
nice.
And then
Okay.
as well as tweezing your eyebrows.
Okay.
So I had clients like every week.
All right.
Which
Love
are my
that.
family members, my neighbors, they would come for their eyebrows. And then I because I was curious, and this is really a God-given gift,
Yeah.
I then was so curious and I started like using my mom's makeup, my sister's makeup, and then doing that mix and match. And then I could see what I could create on myself. And then I was like, okay, I get that, I want to do myself, but I'm so interested to see how I can do this on someone else.
Yes.
And then my canvases were definitely my sisters, my mom, my neighbors. And then after that, I was like, okay, they appreciate my work. And people are like, no, take this serious. And
Yeah.
I was like, I get that I can do this, but still, I feel like I won't be rich.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
my point,
I'm
right?
not gonna be wealthy.
And also,
yeah.
like the career of being a makeup artist back then, it was like more like frowned upon, or it was
Yes.
more like, okay, it's just a side thing, right?
Yes,
What do you want to
sure.
do? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's not enough when I say I'm a
Yeah.
makeup artist, right? So I still wanted more.
Yeah, love
so hence I studied. So whilst I was studying, I thought really I'm gonna do something else and makeup as a side thing.
Yeah.
Because Nami, I didn't think Kuti, I could do it,
could
as
sustain you.
I could sustain me, yeah. And also, is it something that you can do forever? Would it sustain you? Like, would it match the economic
Sure.
demand? Would it match you wanting a car?
And what
a
are people gonna
house?
say? Because like you went
Exactly.
to school, you finished school just to
Yep.
do makeup.
And also coming from a Lokshini and coming from a disadvantaged background, you want to change things as quick as you can. So for me, I then, whilst I was doing my events management diploma, I kind of looked for a job.
Okay.
I was working for a promotional company where they do promotions, but like once a weekend.
We
kind of
all
situation.
did promotions. Like, who didn't do promotions?
And then after that, what did I do? And and then I tried like applying for a job. This could be like applying for a job at Woolworths. What else? Tried to apply a job at like different restaurants.
Yes.
I couldn't find anything. It's almost like I felt like, what's happening? Am I incompetent or what?
What's
And, like,
wrong? What's going
happening?
on with me?
And then I was like, okay, let me just do what I'm currently doing, which is makeup,
Yeah.
right? And I'm now, making a little bit of money. I mean,
Sure.
that back then I started charging 350.
Okay.
And then, 350 SE2 is now 700 Rand. And that's
Yes,
something,
yes, sure.
And then I saw that a lot of people are coming. So now, another thing made me very uncomfortable is how I started, right? So now I had to use my house as my studio.
Yes.
So for me, I was so discouraged of how rocky things are because, like I said to you, Sibaninge back home.
Yes.
So asking my parents that, guys, I have 2 clients today. Please wash early.
Yes,
Please
do
clean
this,
early.
yes.
It was so uncomfortable. Like, I appreciate all my clients that came back then and came back again because they were like exposed to a lot of things. And then I think I backtracked to your question. I even forgot what you asked.
No, but you know what? Even I love where you led the conversation to, because I feel your story is a story of use whatever you have at that moment.
Yep.
Another person would have said, oh no, I'm waiting for a perfect studio.
Yep.
Oh no, I want to go rent, use more money, do this, do that. But you were like, you know what? Here I am. This is what I am going to use to make sure that I progress. And also the fact that your family also allowed you that space, because other families would be like, you're bringing strangers here,
Yeah,
and all of that. But they actually gave you that room to progress, and to your clients as well, being able to still come back because you were doing, I'm sure you were overcompensating with making sure it's good, top tier, because you're like, this
The
environment
situation right now is very,
but it is an inspiring journey to say, okay, fine, you still went ahead and studied, equipped yourself, but you were like, you know what, it's makeup that I'm going to do because I'm not finding a job in that space, right? So basically the question was, how did you start? When is that moment you actually start? But you've actually like explained it well to say you started back then when you were not finding a job. You're like, let me just do this. And then where was the turning point where this thing is now a thing now? Now there's Swazi Makeup Artist.
It's definitely 2021.
Okay.
And I've started like, I think,
Is
2015.
that post-COVID?
Well, just before COVID, now I'm lying. Then 2018, right?
2018,
And
okay.
then I was like starting kahle. You know, we had my bag, my uniform, 2018, 2019, then COVID started 2020. And then when COVID happened, it then reminded me how unreliable makeup artist
my
is.
goodness.
So it crashed me.
Yes. So it was
placed
a
me
rude
back.
awakening.
Yes. And I was like, okay, it's great that I'm studying, or rather I've studied.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think that's why I also continued with my studies
Sure.
and did my
Your project management.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after that, after COVID, it's almost like my turning point was 2021.
Sure.
That's when I think God showed me that this is it. This is what you're going to do. And then I got so much support from my clients. I got so much support from family and from people like my friends, my partner currently. They helped me so much to boost my confidence. And also, I think also when you see that a lot of people and also big people are taking your name in that regard, then you are obviously going to feel some type of way, right?
Sure.
I think that feeling did evoke something great in me, and I felt so confident, and then I started dreaming. I think I started having like sleepless nights where I could start seeing the girl
You're like
and
dreaming
seeing
so
the business
big. Yeah.
and seeing the kind of client I want to work with and the kind of production companies I want to work with.
Sure.
And I remember when I had a first celebrity client was definitely... Oh, it's definitely not Lezi Makoti, but I think also Lezi Makoti was one of my big moments.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe, I really
Yeah.
couldn't believe that I could have someone like requiring me to do their
Yes.
makeup. Like, I couldn't believe it.
How did they find you?
Definitely social media,
Okay.
and the power of social media is it's great.
Yeah.
And the lady I was working with, whom was my first influencer, was Ubabalwa Ndlwana.
All right.
Babalwa Mcaciso, sorry. Babalwa Mcaciso. I've knew her like since high school.
Sure.
And I always appreciate the person that she was. And I was like, one day that's gonna be my person.
Yeah.
And then it happened. I approached her on Instagram, and she was one of the people that really helped me to get clients because her power that she had, the power that she has on social media, has made me someone who has reached to a lot of like a greater crowd.
Audience,
Yes.
yes.
So yeah,
Love
I think
that.
that's where my turning point was. 2021. Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been doing makeup for now? All years combined?
Oh, I always say 5 years because I just...
You must count the humble beginnings,
I'm trying
please.
to cheat it because I don't want someone to be like, if I say 10 years, like, oh, okay, that means you have like 2 studios by now. So yeah, let's say 6 years.
Okay, 6
Yeah,
years is fair.
That's fair.
What are some of the challenges that you faced when so now obviously you start off as just like I don't want to say hobby, but it's more like you're just taking clients here and there. But obviously you get to a point where now this is a registered business or this is a real thing where you also need other hands to help you, where now you also do installations and all of these things. So what are some of the challenges you've faced in actually building up this studio, ensuring that it's a business that's running?
Oh, it's understanding business. Understanding business is a different world that I'm still, in that journey still.
Sure.
I'm currently studying, trying to equip myself more.
I love that.
I also take a lot of short courses just to, be someone who gains so much knowledge about business because it's such a huge platform, I won't lie. And entrepreneurship, it makes it more nerve-wracking as well. So the challenges is definitely, one challenge was moving my business, or rather the makeup artistry, from being an I almost said influencer, from being a freelancer and moving freelancer to a business, right? So that everything does not revolve around me, because I always ask myself, if I'm not, if I'm traveling or if I'm sick, what's going to happen? Who's going to pay off my bills?
Because you
and my
can't be
expenses?
bigger than your brand. Your
No, I
brand has
can't.
to be bigger
Yes.
than you. Sure.
And then I now started like seeing a lot of like people I look up to, who own a lot of salons, who have like business where they have a product line as well, a lot of things just to generate a lot of revenues as well as build a system. So my take now is, okay, building a system, and building a system is more like working with other people as well. So the employment journey was a challenge because of course I needed to take up on a structure, right? Consult interviews, kind of be an HR myself, because also having to, ask people to help me with these journeys was not easy because I need to pay, and funds is not something that I currently have or had at that time. So I needed to just, if I'm that in that area where I'm trying to employ people, I would just need to know what kind of contracts do I need to have and a whole lot of things, right? And then what else is definitely moving from working from home to working to a studio. So I always had to save up and had to know exactly what do I need to focus on mostly, because I understand the fact that I want clients to come into me and feel like they are, treated well, they come into an aesthetically pleasing area, but I can't afford everything, right?
Sure.
Is to understanding what is more important, and also you should not be a spender if you're someone who wants to grow, right? So in what sense, or rather what way my mind should it be, and how should I handle my finances, and also how can I move myself from the business finances to stop calling it my finances, because now creating a business is to make yourself also as an employee compared to an employer.
Okay. So I want to go back to the part where you said you started hiring people, right? And that was a bit challenging because you had to be HR, you had to be everything in one, right? You had to carry the business. How was that first moment? How did you feel when you hired that first person?
Oh, I think it started when I was doing interviews. I set out a week, right, where I had interviews and people would come into my place, right? And then I felt some type of way when I was speaking to these different individuals, and I obviously was seeking for someone who will conform to what I want, which is my goal.
Yeah.
But it was difficult because not everyone would come for that. Some people are like, how much am I going to get paid?
Yes, people come for the money.
For different things. So it was so uncomfortable, I won't lie, because I'm like, okay, who am I choosing? Because not every individual will tick all the boxes, right? So when you're choosing, you have to choose smart, because maybe if this one individual will tick all boxes, but not the skill box, So for me, the most difficult part was choosing someone. But how did I feel when I had that first person? I felt so excited to see someone next to me and wearing the SMA, Swazi Makeup Artist t-shirt. But at the same time, I felt like, okay, this is uncountable. This is scary, because this was once my small Anyana business, and
Now
this is my
expand
baby.
it.
Now it's becoming something big. Yeah.
Love that. And I would like to say thank you for honoring your call, firstly, right? Because the unemployment rate of this country is very high. And the fact that you play your part in decreasing that percentage, it means a lot to a lot of people out there. So I would really say that keep it up. And I'm sure you've hired, how many people do you have hired right now?
I had three now.
Okay,
Yeah,
you have three now. Have you
now.
ever had to fire anyone?
Not necessarily fire. No, not.
Or
yeah,
let
I had.
go. Let's say
let
let
go.
go.
No, firing is a big word. Like, I know.
I mean, English says, okay, dismissed or something. I don't know. Have you had to dismiss someone?
I had to.
How did you feel
Like
about
the first
that?
lady I worked with, which she was upcoming as a makeup artist. It was difficult because obviously it does not please one of us. But for me, I had to put my feelings aside and think more of, why am I doing this, and why did I call you in the first place, right?
Sure.
And what is the goal of the business? And if we are not aligned, then I have to let go of you.
Yeah, so that you can also grow and
Yes,
I get to grow. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you love the most about your job?
Oh, it's definitely the people I meet. I think I've said that many times,
Yeah.
right? But it's definitely that. It's crazy that I was talking about that this week, beginning of this week, that I can't believe that I'm working with people who are not necessarily like me, but people who are aligned with who I am.
Sure.
Right? I've never, it's almost like every time I'm meeting a new person, it's like I'm meeting a new teacher. I'm going to learn something from you.
Sure.
And I'm going to be free. I'm not going to be shy to ask the questions. I'm not going to be shy to soak in knowledge from you. So it's almost like I'm getting a mentorship session for free, as well as I'm also pouring to you as well. Because I love when almost like I can count 3 brides I've worked with. They said to me that, thank you for doing my makeup, but it felt like you contributed so much to my day because you made me feel at ease. So for me, I'm able to tap into the real strength that I have and the real gift that I have. And one person said to me, I think you are, yes, I get that you're a makeup artist, but it's not a it is a gift that you're meeting different people, and also it's almost like you're healing someone in that given time, you know. So I do want to call myself now, I'm like, I can be a healer. I want to live up to that, and I want to embrace it as well. So when I have encountered with someone, I want to make sure that if you're not feeling well or if you're going through something, I want to make sure that I contribute something and make you feel confident. And also because someone who does have a bad background with confidence, I make sure that now that I'm feeling good, I contribute to you. And I don't want to look, I don't want to see someone going through what I've been through, or a woman going through what I've been through.
Okay, I love that. And then to a person that wants to start a makeup business, what would you say are your top 5, your toolbox they should know to say these are the 5 things you should know or you should prepare for?
When you are becoming a makeup artist.
Yes.
Okay, when you want to be a makeup artist, right?
Yes.
Let's say...
Or maybe let's take like when you want to become a makeup artist and then also transitioning it to be a business. Because I feel like there are makeup artists that just do it as a side hustle, but also these people like you where this is your real job. This is what you depend on. And I think the responsibility or the situation is different for each, because I mean, if I'm just a makeup artist, I can get away with maybe not being professional, or I can get away with certain things. But if this is your real job, everything is on the line. Your rent is on the line. Your car is on the line because you depend on this job. So what are some of the things that people that want to go into that space need to know?
Okay, I would say you need to firstly find what's your niche, right? I think for me, when I started, I did not know really what I wanted, and I would take upon anything that would be presented to me. So I would say find your niche so that you don't waste your time with, spending it on just figuring out what do you really want. So find your niche, spend some time on that. If you want to be a makeup artist who works with different individual clients, or you want to be a makeup artist who works in production, or you want to be a makeup artist who does special effects stuff, I think you must just find your interest, and so that you can know that which route you should take. Because if you're a production makeup artist, other things like taking care of your SARS stuff, the production will take care of that, right? But if you more like you want to be like an entrepreneur, so now you must know that not only you must just end the road or just focus on makeup artistry, but now you must also partake in uplifting your knowledge in business. You must understand business. You must equip yourself, and just maybe take short courses on these different platforms. There are now free platforms of taking like Coursera, or I can't think of the other one, Udemy, yes. So you can take up on those short courses just to get the knowledge, right? And then the next thing is to build your kit, right?
Sure.
Not necessarily starting with all these expensive brands, how a lot of makeup artists show you on these reels on Instagram or social media as a whole, because that will frustrate you, right? Because you're still like starting small, right?
Sure.
Don't focus your every little income into boosting your kit. I would say just maybe know these affordable but good quality products, and then just use those as your primary kit products. And then after that, don't necessarily jump into buying yourself, let's say, a car without understanding what is the direction of your business is heading to, as well as what is the direction of your of your craft as a whole is leading to, because you could be spending money in places that are not going to help you to grow it, right? So as well as start with your bank statements, right?
Sure.
just know where your little cent is going to and pay yourself, right?
Sure.
For me, that took me a while to pay myself. So
Were
I'm
you
not
just
speaking
eating
here
from
as if
the
I'm like,
business?
I'm perfect. No, it took a while simply because if you don't pay yourself, you are definitely sabotaging yourself from doing the business right
Sure.
and growing. There is growing where you have million followers on Instagram, but also are you growing internally, right? And
Yes.
for me, I think if you can start by focusing internally,
Yes.
it does not really matter much if the internal is good and outside you just have 2,000 followers.
Sure.
If you're a great makeup artist, it does not mean if you're a great makeup artist, you have million followers, it makes you a great makeup artist.
Yeah.
I believe if you're a great makeup artist is when you handle each and every category of your business well, and everything is more balanced compared to just leave out. Let's say you like social media and you're a content creator, but don't leave out now how you treat your customers, right? Are you
Sure.
just great on Instagram? Are you how is your customer service, right? So what I'm creating, or rather what I'm trying to create in my journey and my business is to basically create a harmony and a balance
like
where
that.
what you see on Instagram or social media is what you're going to see when you see me, right? This is what I always said. Also, that's the reason why I also started to employ people because I was like, feeling so overwhelmed. Obviously, people are texting me all the time. Sometimes I'm so busy, I can't be on my phone. So I saw how where now I'm lacking because some people, they don't like to be inconvenienced in any way possible. And that can be a red flag. Yeah, but in a way, like as this initial point of booking you, right? So now I've tried to create a booking system where someone can book by themselves, as well as had an admin lady where she handles clients, and I told exactly how you should speak to my clients, make them feel, because I'm very confident of when I have an encounter with you, I will treat you well.
Sure.
Like for me, I will treat you as if you are my queen at that moment.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really that, as well as what you see on social media then is it's quality, right? I always want to see my business growing every way possible.
Sure.
So yeah.
I love that. So what I'm getting from that, the top three is be financially savvy.
Yep.
Equip yourself with knowledge.
Yep.
And be authentic. The same way you are on Instagram, be in real life.
Yep.
And make sure that you balance, you create harmony in your space, internally and externally as well.
Yep.
Okay, love that.
100%.
And then what 5 products that you would say are good? Okay, let's say not just for makeup artists, but what are 5 products that one needs to have if they're beginner makeup? Like you just want to be able to do makeup at home. What are those main products that you think a person should have?
Okay, definitely foundation.
Okay.
You can't do anything without your foundation, but you can. I mean, but for me, my recommendation is definitely foundation, eyebrow liner to do your eyebrows, lipstick or lip gloss, blush,
Okay.
mascara. Well, those 5 things you can create a
Yes.
look.
All right.
Yeah, you can create
Okay.
a look. So you can have those.
All right. Love that. And then you said your makeup, you were self-taught, ne? I've been thinking about this. I think it's very beautiful. So I was reading The Diary of a CEO,
Okay.
33 Laws of Business and Life. So one of the things that Stephen Ballard says is in order for you to retain a particular knowledge or expertise, you need to teach it. So you know that you understand it by being able to teach it, right? So I'm actually, and it's a law of life, apparently. It's a law of life that takes you ahead in business and in life, because when you know something, you make it an obligation to teach it, basically. So I love that, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be thinking like, self-taught, how are you going to teach me?
Yep.
But it's such a beautiful turning point of your journey to say you taught yourself, but also you making it your responsibility to teach somebody and then also give somebody a job. You know, I would like to commend you for that. And then what happens, maybe you experience the first people you taught when they don't get it. What were some of your methods? Like if a person just does something off, like...
Wow. Okay. You know what? For me, I think when I'm teaching, right? Okay, when I started teaching makeup, it was definitely trying to make it a point that do you get me? Do you understand? Right? But I saw, no man, my teaching style is not good because now I'm trying to teach someone to do this certain one look, right? Which is not helping because what if this one look looks good on themselves and not necessarily on the next person, right? So now I've discovered that no, when teaching someone makeup, you just have to allow them explore, right, with the techniques that you have given them.
Okay.
So it's all about the techniques that you give one person and then they just explore them and you just guide that, okay, this is how you place a concealer and this is how much you have to wait for the concealer to set and then this is what you use to set the concealer. But now you do it yourself, right? Looking at the future, let's say you are an aspiring makeup artist. I'm not teaching you to do that one canvas makeup. No, I'm teaching you so that you can explore knowledge and explore ideas as you encounter with different people, right? So what I say is that makeup artistry is a craft, right? But it's more like tapping into your inner gifts, right?
Yes.
You must think as if you're a painter,
Okay.
right? You must just, I don't know, you must just be creative about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
So, and also, like, sorry to just disturb you. So when I teach, I don't, like, I just make sure that I share so much knowledge about makeup artistry techniques, and then you will just navigate it yourself on how best you can use these both.
All right. How did that moment where a person you were teaching finally got it? How did that feel? Because I'm sure they don't get it like at first, like, oh, I did it, I did the eyebrows. It's usually over time. How did you feel when you found them having done a proper look and you're like, oh my goodness?
So personally, I don't like oh well, I feel like you know those master classes where
Yes.
let's say it's a day event and you say as a makeup artist you're going to teach people. I feel like they are not the greatest platform, or rather they're not too effective.
Sure.
Right? I then figured that, you know what, I would like to do more like a 2-day or 3-day class because I want to see that this is what you can do. Yeah, well, this could be if you're learning for yourself, because we have about 4 packages. One is personal mastery. So if I can teach you to do your own face, I will guide you to better understand your features, right? So for me, it's almost like I'm very confident by the time that we end our class, you will be able to draw those eyebrows as well as apply this foundation.
Okay.
Everything, right? Because I will guide you to know how to do your own face. So let's say you're now an aspiring makeup artist, you want to know how to do makeup as a makeup artist. I'll be very, very real with you and say you will know the basics. But because you know the basics and you master the basics, it's easy to explore, right?
Over time.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've had quite a number of people who have seen that, oh wow, they've learned and they can apply it even if I'm not there, right? People can. I've seen one lady who came to me 2 months ago. She already started a business. For me, those are my
Oh,
big
love
moments,
that.
as well as my own makeup artist who's working with me at the studio. She came in February. She was like totally. She didn't know anything.
She learned on the job.
She learned on the job, right? And I believe I'm such a very I take my business very serious. I take my craft very serious. So when I enforce it to you, I'm going to show you that I'm serious about this.
Sure.
And for me, I will say you are serious when I see that you are serious, right?
Okay.
And I know it takes you being very precise about it and very serious for you to learn. If you think it's good, okay, I'll just do it again. I enforce it that do it every day. You should practice like any other skill. Like when someone teaches you how to drive, they will teach you how to drive, but it is you who will figure it out to go, okay, this is now the technique I should use given this challenge.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No, I hear that. This conversation has been like a breath of fresh air. Love it so much, and I've learned so much from you. When a person looks at you, you seem like you're very quiet, but you have a lot of wisdom to share. Hey,
Okay.
and it's beautiful to experience. And also, again, I think I'm taken aback by the whole thing of you. I don't know if it's a way of underplaying yourself, but you're just saying, oh no, I'm a makeup artist, but we're forgetting that you actually studied, you have a diploma. Because I feel like in as much as that might not be very related to what you do, but I think it did play a part in certain things now, because now, like when you think about it, the business that you run, I think there's certain principles you learned in project management that help you like manage your business. And I'm so proud of you, and I truly appreciate you for everything that you do for other people out there as well, and other women out there. Something just clicked in my mind. Why don't you guys teach men to do makeup, or are they just scuss? Like,
No, you know what? to tell you the truth, one of my recent favorite or a role model, a role model is Mario. He's a makeup artist. He is great. He owns a product line, which is that's one of my goals. I love the male makeup artists. They're very serious, right? And I like that. They're taking this thing very serious.
Sure.
Like they inspire me. So there are men who are doing makeup,
Okay.
and if there are currently people who would like to be in the space, like they can partake in our classes
and they should
learn.
hit you up.
Yes, they should learn. Yeah.
What is the season of your life called?
Currently, life or
Life in general.
in general, I think August, or rather this life, after my new year, which is last month. July was last month, right?
Yes.
So I turned 28 last month. And I think this month has been exactly, or this year has been exactly what I wanted it to be. I think it's more like, I once heard someone saying that your greatness is around what you're currently doing, right? And I think I'm currently tapping into those things.
Yes.
I'm utilizing my different talents within what I do, right? I recently hosted a masterclass with Standard Bank, as well as did a lot of corporate engagement as well. So I love speaking a lot. It's just that, like I said, I just want to feel comfortable first and then start exploring that talent or that, I don't know, I can say talent. So yeah, for me, it's more, I would say, I don't know, it feels like light.
Tapping into your greatest light?
Yeah, or inner strength. I don't know. Yeah.
Love that. In closing, what are your last words to a person at home that may be going through unemployment or feeling less than?
Utilize what you currently have, because I think I was once in that position and I was forced to do something. And utilize what you currently have and just allow time and God to control the time, and just, be grateful what you currently have, because I believe we overthink a lot of things, right? We think we don't have anything, yet
Sure.
if you look around you, you have everything that you need, but not necessarily what you want.
Sure.
So for me, utilize what you have, because that's definitely it's a step ahead, right? It can put you somewhere, right? So yeah, that's my philosophy. Even today, I want to have that in my life, that let's say I'm going to an event tomorrow. I don't have money to buy an outfit. Let me utilize what I currently have.
Sure.
So this goes with everything, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Love that. Utilize what you have. Everything you have is more than enough. Ne?
Yeah, yes.
It reminds me of a scripture where Jesus was like to Moses, "What's in your hand?" So basically, probably you're sitting there wondering, what am I going to do next? I'm down and out. But God is asking you the question, what's in your hands? And give him what you have in your hands, and he will help you multiply it or monetize it without wasting any much of your time. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Swazi, thank you so much for honoring my invite.
Thank you. I was
Truly
so
appreciate
flattered.
it.
Thank you so much. Thank
Don't
you so
forget
much.
to like, subscribe, share, and comment. See you in the next episode. Cheers.